So the first product that I'm grabbing is this NYX lip liner in the color brown. I decided not to use a regular black eyeliner just because I felt like it would be too dark, and this brown color really mimics my skin tone kinda. And so here I'm just basically carving out the shapes of where my skull is going to be and where the different colors of paint are going to be, just to act as a guide so I know what I'm doing when I'm putting the paint down. So now I'm just grabbing my Mehron Paradise paint in the color white. This is just the 8 palette Paradise paint that I got off of Amazon. I will leave the link down below. And you just add water to activate the paint, which is really awesome. And so now I'm just filling in the areas where my skull will be, and I'm going over this several times until the opacity is the way that I want it to be. So this may take a few layers, but it doesn't have to be super opaque because we are going to be adding in shadows to do a little contouring. So now I'm just going in with the black Paradise paint and just filling in the areas that basically I didn't fill in with white. This is pretty self-explanatory. You should probably let the white dry so yours doesn't mix and turn this freaky gray color like mine did, but hey, whatever. So I failed to mention what brushes I've been using, whoops, but I am just grabbing really honestly just random foundation brushes out of my stash. I feel like these brushes are perfect because I use them to put on like full coverage makeup on a daily basis. So they're perfect for putting on this paint, and they're really precise even with how big they are. Eventually I am going to go in with some smaller detail brushes just so my painting is more accurate and not as sloppy looking like it is now. So you guys will see that probably within the next few clips or so. So here, once I started filling in like my little eye socket area, I failed to put Elmer's glue on my eyebrows. I know a lot of people do that when they are doing kind of costume makeup. I just didn't have any Elmer's glue sticks around my apartment, so I just had to put the paint over it, and it really wasn't a problem, honestly. My hairs did get a little out of control, but it was nothing that I couldn't manage. I'm also going to go ahead and paint in my little nose here, which I didn't draw out in the beginning, but I just want to make sure that I acknowledge to you guys that I did do a little black nose. So that's that. Also, you want to make sure that you set these paints with eyeshadow. I didn't do that, and they did start to crease a little bit. But hey, it was my first time ever doing this, and I just kind of winged it. So now I'm basically just going in and adding in some eyeshadow to just contour a little bit and add some definition and depth into this skull. It looked really, really flat and I don't know, boring. So I'm going in and adding some blacks, some blues, some purples. I thought the blues and purples would really make this into a prettier type of look. I didn't want to do just a flat black and white skull. If I was thinking, I would have done pink because pink is my favorite color, but maybe next year. So I'm basically just going in and adding lines around the eye sockets, adding in lines to kind of have like these like scrunched eyebrow looking lines, you know what I'm saying? And I'm just basically blended that out and just trying to make it look very gradient-ish, rainbow-ish, really trying to turn this skull into a pretty look. And I honestly feel that doing this step really just brings the skull to life. It kind of makes it pop a little more, and just like I said, just makes it just look better. So for this step, I really don't have just a basic instruction because I was just really going with the flow. I wasn't looking at any pictures or anything. I was just, like I said, winging it. So, I mean, if I was able to do this with no instruction or no references, you should definitely be able to recreate this just by watching the tutorial. So here comes the dreaded part of the video when I attempt to do skull teeth. This was so difficult and I literally spent about 35 to 45 minutes on teeth alone. So I definitely had to edit a lot of the footage out and speed it up. But I'm just going in with some more of that Mehron Paradise paint in black and just putting it in my inner lips and then go ahead and just basically carving out the shapes of the teeth, which are super uneven and just not that great. I'm definitely going to go back in with some white Paradise paint in a minute to just kind of redefine the shapes of each individual tooth because these look a hot mess. But like I said, it was my first time. I didn't plan this out. I should have drawn out the teeth first with that brown NYX lip liner or whatever, lip pencil, whatever it was. So you may want to do that to actually draw out the shape of your teeth instead of kind of just winging it like I did, because as you can see, I spent a lot of time going back and correcting when, I mean, I really shouldn't have had to do that. It was like a big waste of my time. So yeah. So at this point, I've gotten the teeth at a pretty decent look. I'm just going in and just filling them in with white to brighten them up because we don't want dingy teeth. Even though we are a skull, we still want nice pearly whites, right? Yeah. And so me mixing the blacks and the whites, trying to get the teeth perfect, made natural shadows on the teeth, which made it look really, really cool and made it go with the rest of the look. Just really made it all cohesive, honestly. So me messing up actually benefited the makeup look. So yay for that. And now I'm just basically going in and adding just a few cracks because I felt like it was still a little dead looking, haha, no pun intended, and just a few little cracks just to add something up, add something else, whoops, to the skull because like I said, it was kind of boring. I really wanted to add some rhinestones or something. I was like, nah, this is not a sugar skull look, so we're not gonna do any rhinestones, but maybe next year, maybe next year. So after I added in those cracks, I really feel like my look just needed a little more pizzazz. So I went in around the eye socket area and I changed the eye socket from a circle to more of a just, I don't even know what shape this would be considered, but I added some points to each corner because I just feel like that circle was just so boring and it looked really elementary. And I really wanted to jazz up this makeup and make it look like I have been just doing this my whole life, you know? So I feel like doing that alone really, really enhanced the look. And it makes me look a little evil, which for this skull look, that's kind of cool. Trying to find the words, but it's hard to explain. Control how I feel, but it's hard to contain. Walk all over me when we converse. She don't need no comfort, she just wanna come first. There's something about settling that's so unsettling. I'd almost rather not even feel anything. Are these memories even worth remembering? So now to the other side of my face, which I'm going to just be doing traditional beauty makeup. So here I'm taking my Anastasia Beverly Hills brow wiz in the color medium brown, which I have just recently discovered this color and I love it. And then I'm taking some concealer and just carving out the shape of my brows. So on this side of the face, you can do any type of beauty makeup that you usually do or that you like to do or whatever you want to do. Any lip color, whatever. I'm just using basics here. Right here, I'm taking my Makeup Forever matte foundation, matte velvet foundation. I recently bought this and it is the perfect color for my skin tone. And it dries really matte, which is really, really nice. And this is in the color Pecan, tomato, you know the gist. And I'm just blending that out with the Beauty Blenders. So now I'm just taking my LA Girls Pro Concealer and I'm going to use this product to highlight, and then I'm going to use, of course, a darker color and of this same product to contour. This is my signature move for highlighting, contouring. It's just a really, really simple process for me to do. So here I'm just adding in the liquid lipstick in the color Guess by Colourpop. Love this color. It's a very, very deep midnight purple. Almost looks black, but I feel like it paired really well with the skull side of my face. And then after that, I'm just going to be taking some really dramatic lashes and just putting those on to jazz up the beauty side and also the skull side, because the beauty side looks very, very simple and I really wanted to make both sides just pop a little more. So like I said, this was my very first costume Halloween makeup. I think I did a pretty good job for it being my first time. You guys let me know down below. I will definitely have more coming soon.
Don't feel like I'm alive, don't feel like I'm dead.